Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space, and this is Dr. Gail, Skywalking the Moon. So, welcome, Dr. Gail. How you doing?
Good. Thanks, Terry. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody. This is going to be fun again. It's always fun with you, Terry.
It is always fun, and thank you, everybody, for showing up every other week for us. Well, every day, but
Right, exactly. Well, you every day, me every other week. You're you're doing so many different shows.
well, you've been doing a lot lately.
Just yeah, just the travel across the U.S. with my pets, traveling with pets. It's always an adventure. You have these great ideas. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to see here. I'm going to see there, and then you go on. I got a dog and a cat. You're just going to the hotel and you're laying down.
I know. I'd be asking you what you're doing, and you'd be like, "Well,
No,
nothing." I'm in the room with the animals.
by the
Yeah.
time you haul everything in for the animals, I have one little bag, but the animals, a litter box, food, bowls. By the time you get them in, I guess it's not like carrying a baby. By the time you get them in, and it's just and then back out and whatever, and then of course chasing Dirty Harriet all over the place wherever she might be hiding. I mean, I didn't even post the one time where she got the. I looked at under the bed and it was blocked off where she couldn't get to it, but she got caught. She got caught between the headboard and the bed. There was one little tunnel where she got caught, and I thought, oh no, I'm not. I don't want to call the front desk to help me again. So I went out and I was backing my car up and I saw this poor guy across the parking lot and going, "Can you help me? Can you help me get my cat?" And I thought if she heard his voice, she would come running through the tunnel back to me if he stood on one side and I stood on the other. She
Yeah.
she didn't budge. She didn't budge. She stayed right there. So he had to move the bed out for me to get her. And so anyway, I didn't even do that story. But that poor guy, he was just laughing the whole time he was coming in there with me trying to get that cat. And
Oh, that was so nice.
it
That
was
was so nice of him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. People are nice for the most part about pets.
Yeah, they are. And, going out to California and back, I met the nicest people. I didn't really have any issues. It was just everybody you came in contact with. They were just always so nice and so helpful. And I don't know if it was because I was traveling with a dog and a cat or what it was, but everybody seemed to be very nice.
Yeah, I always found that, that was a good way to meet people is to, walk your dogs or walk your kids, one or the other,
Right,
right?
right.
And people you're just more accessible, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, you were brave, you were brave. When, my kids were younger, we did a lot of camping, and we
Mhm.
had trailers, so we'd take we had an old ancient, I think it was a 30-year-old, Airstream,
Oh, okay.
and we'd haul that down to the lake and just, pull it out. It was so much work. I mean, all the stuff, the animals, the kids, us, and
And then you were cooking too, since you were in the Airstream going to the camping. So you're taking all your food and everything and stuff to cook on. Yeah, that would
yeah.
be a lot.
Well, we found out late that, there was a gas station down there that had great pizza that they'd deliver.
And they delivered. Oh
They
wow.
would deliver sometimes. Yeah, sometimes we'd run up and get it, but sometimes they deliver.
Yeah.
They weren't too busy. It was kinda out in the country, so yeah, do what you do, right? Yeah, only when we were young, Annie, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And, thank you everybody for being here and coming in, and I wanna say hi to all of you separately, but, that would probably take up a lot of the show, and we wanna talk to you, Dr. Gail, because I'm so excited that you're back and, um, back at home. Does it feel different? Does the energy feel different?
Well, of course, I'm different. So, of course, the energy, and I need that when I was going to be coming back, that I was different because, as I said, I've been at Mount Shasta for 2 years. Feel like I've been in a metaphysical university or college, and we're learning. So I knew when I came back, I'd be different. And of course, the biggest difference I would say is that when I was here before, I was kind of hiding who I was, And now it's just like, this is what I do. I can't believe it. First, I get the crazy looks, but I'm kind of more immune to it now. Um, I guess a little more confident in what I do and who I am, and accepting of all the craziness that I deal with. So I would say that's a big difference. Is the more confidence in who I am coming back, and revealing who I am.
Yeah, flying your flag. That's what I always call it. Flying your freak flag.
My freak flag, this poor guy. I have rental property, and he's looking at one of our properties, and he saw my picture or my bio on the Rustic Raven, the shop that Mary owns, and he didn't know anything about it. And I thought, because he saw me on there, he was looking me up. He saw me on there. He knew everything that I did, and so I would just spill it all out. And that guy's eyes were like this big with me.
No. Yeah.
And the one question he had was, what do you think about God and Jesus? And he said, well, how close to you? Or I can't remember how he worded it. No, oh my gosh, I'm closer to them than I ever was when I was going to church. I said, I'm much closer to them and have a relationship with them doing what I'm doing now versus before, just going through the motions. Oh, are you, Terry? Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, she's having some technical issues. I can't hear you. I don't know. Can you hear me?
How's now?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, my mic is doing funny things, you guys. So sorry about that. That's just energy, right? Um, it is funny how when you're living your authentic self, and I think travel does that,
Right.
don't you?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, because you reinvent yourself. Even if you're gone for 2 days, you kind of reinvent yourself or you can if you want to.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 days would be long enough. I don't think it would be for me because it'd be too easy to come right back into, um, your old life. You might have a little bit different aspect, but I think that would disappear pretty quickly, getting back to your old life. But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it is different. I'm different, and another thing was when I saw Mary. I went over and visited my friend Meg and Mary, um, and she was actually shaking from my energy. She said, "I don't know what's going on." She said, "Your energy's different. I'm shaking." She says, "I know it's galactic energy," and she was trying to figure out what was going on, but she was actually shaking being around my energy at this time, which that has never happened before. But we hadn't seen each other in 2 years.
Wow. That's amazing. It is a lot, isn't it? When you're used to all that crystalline energy now.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah.
And also I brought it with me. Like, as I said, spending time in Mount Shasta, when I first went there and you would go up the mountain, you could feel the energy. You could feel the energy around you, probably at least 30 miles away. You could feel the energy wave coming in. And then after I had been there probably 6 months or so, I could go away and come back and not even know the difference. So I knew I had integrated with that energy. I knew the energy was part of me. And because I never heard the residents ever talking about that energy when the people that are born and lived there all their life, they never talked about leaving the mountain, coming back and feeling the energy. It was only the people who hadn't lived there. So it took me a while to figure out what was going on that I had totally integrated with that. And so for 2 years there, the mountain, I'm bringing that energy with me wherever I go. It'll never be not part of me.
Don't you so I feel like that just changes our body,
Yeah.
our physical form and our emotional form and our etheric bodies, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the Lemurians are like busily working on me. Oh, let's give her some little more energy here. Put more in it. A little spoonful here, a little spoonful here.
Yeah.
And a lot what everybody's going through now with all this energy coming in. A lot of people are being affected. I don't feel like I'm being affected as much right now by it, but I know a lot of people are. Everything that's coming in.
Yeah, it's been quite a time, and I think after that last, solar eclipse, there were a lot of light workers and, people here in the community that were, really feeling the grief of it
Right.
somehow, of letting go of old stuff like sludge. I mean, literally, like, creeping through gunk and, kinda I call those the King Kong days when you wake up and you feel like you weigh 20,000 tons. And you're, like, just walking through
Right.
gravity.
Just lay on the couch.
Yeah, yeah, that is exactly it, gal. That is exactly it. You just wanna lay down on the couch and, like, have a bowl of ice cream.
Right, and we'll just watch the mindless TV that there is. I mean, when I was in chiropractic school, every quarter that we had, actually for me, I would get these three mindless tapes. This is when we had tapes, and I would get three tapes and a bottle of champagne, and because I would be so fried and go and spend that afternoon and had cereal. I'd have cereal, champagne, and watch three mindless movies. And I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to go to anything, and I just want to celebrate. But yeah, that's kind of how that feeling has been for a lot of people.
Yeah, 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 it has been. It has been taking care of ourselves in any way we can,
Right.
but it has been a lot of work. So we were gonna talk a little bit about water. I know we've got a lot of questions coming in, you guys, and we're gonna get to those in a minute. But, we were gonna talk a little bit about water because that's been coming up a lot for all of us, and we've talked about it before, but the consciousness of water and particularly, rivers and streams and, how that is, like the energy, um, or, um, even though it's an earth energy, Earth is a galactic planet. And so we kinda talked about that and how how it feels that it's just, an entity flowing through. And we were talking about the ley lines with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about weight because all of a sudden when she was talking about the water, and also I've come back to South Carolina because I'm going to be working with the water now, and so that's what has drawn me. I know I'm going to be working with um, the whales and I think and the water. I think the sprites, the water sprites. I have a hard time coming up with the names. In fact, leaving Mount Shasta when I was calling the beings in the trees gnomes, and I was calling the people flying on the fruit. I was calling them um, fairies. I really don't know. I don't know that we have those definitely um, those titles for them. I just didn't know what to call them. And here again, as I said, I'm trying to label it as I think I'm working with the sprites, but I really don't know. I'm going to be working with something that's working with the water. As I was working with something that was working with the trees, and I was also working with something else flying around me. So, but yeah, we were talking about the water and the streams and the rivers, and we're talking about the ley lines, and then all of a sudden they told me that our streams and rivers follow the ley lines, and when but they but ley lines are straight, and the rivers run all sorts of different ways, but they go like around a rock and then get back on the ley line is what they were showing me, which I thought was just fascinating that they follow the ley lines. Also, what was fascinating is the fact that Mount Shasta, I was living on a ley line. I come back here and I see the tree with all the knobs on that Nancy Jean talks about. So I've been living on a ley line here. So I've been living on ley lines for over 10 years now, and I didn't realize it that when I was here in South Carolina that I had been living on a ley line. But so apparently I must like that energy.
Yeah. You were already absorbing it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Lori's talking about the energies of the Mississippi River and the blue light surges are at the surface now. Whoops.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, the entire length and affecting many states with the surrounding waters. Thrilling times. Yeah, and it's definitely coming up in our meditations and a lot of other readers as usual. We're all kinda getting the same thing, downloads coming in about water right now.
Do you live close to the Mississippi River?
I don't, but I'm very close to the Missouri River,
Okay.
which is, the longest river in, I think, North America, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I know it's in the United States, and it's it feeds into the Mississippi, not far from me, about 3.5 hours away in St. Louis.
Yeah, I
So,
remember when I was going out to California, that's how I went. And I remember going through over the Missouri River in St. Louis. It was absolutely beautiful.
yeah. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And the Missouri and the Mississippi are there. And the Mississippi is called Big Muddy. And it's fun. It's definitely a different energy than the Missouri River.
Okay.
And it's amazing how um, rivers have like all these different things going on with them because they have whirlpools inside them,
Mhm.
and it's just like another ocean almost because they've got the waves and they've got the currents and all sorts of undertows and interesting things that we really don't think about. But there's a lot of action going on there.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of action, and a lot of these rivers, especially where there are lakes. In fact, I know in North Carolina in the mountains, they've got a city that's been underwater, and there's a lot of ET action under that lake, which is a lake that's kind of on the Tennessee border, North Carolina mountain border. And I knew about this years ago before I was even doing these things that existed, and that hidden city was there, and there was a lot of energy and a lot of activity that was going on there. So there's a lot of ETs that are in these rivers or deep lakes or hidden cities. A lot of actions going on in these places. So
This makes so much sense because we were talking about how we were getting so much Lemurian energy coming in through the cave system.
right, right,
And I know in the Midwest here where I am in Kansas City, we have a huge cave system underground, and of course in Mount Shasta as well.
right.
So it makes perfect sense that they would be traveling through the waterways as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Anyway, really interesting, and I love that we can talk about it here because it's interesting. Yeah, fascinating, right, Annie? Riveting.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's interesting that they're coming in right now, and I feel like they're coming in with the tectonic plates as well. That there's some sort of combination there, or I mean, definitely there's an agreement there, right? Because they're all on the planet working together.
Well, what they're showing me right now is they've all been sitting back waiting for us. And they're showing me that they're all been all around us, and they've just been sitting out having their distance, and now they're going. Now they're coming in. Like I'm thinking that our energy must be ready for it now. So yeah. So now I think all of us are going to be seeing them, especially people here in this chat, all these light workers.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I feel like everything's kind of coming out now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the information about the Earth, all the information about the galactics, all the information about grief and graft, and I mean, it's just there's an abundance all
Right.
around us. It's kind of what you align yourself with right now.
Right.
So yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah,
wouldn't make sense that the water would be coming out because, I mean, even our galactic beings look at us as a sack of water. Like, yeah. And I thought about died laughing when they told me that. Like, oh, humans are just a sack of water. And it hit me, and I went, well, they're right. And they're amazed at how much water we consume, but it's because we are made of so much water.
yeah, yeah. We really are. We really are, and and we drink a lot of water, and we don't really think about it, do we? About how we consume it.
I know sometimes, some days I'm like, oh, I need to think about this water. And then 10 minutes later, I'm sitting there sucking away at some water and having thought about anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely noticing that it's, consciousness and, like, recognizing our food as consciousness too,
Right.
and how we're absorbing that. Yeah, cleansing is so needed, right, Annie? Yeah, absolutely, Rose. We are seeing it now. So, anyway, you wanna get to some questions?
Sure.
Okay, sounds great. Susie is here, and Susie is so kind. She's here with us, and she's on one of her busiest days of the year at a show. So she's on her phone. So, Susie, do you want me to post the questions? Is that easier? Oh, nope, I guess not. She's got it.
Oh, she did have it. Where'd it
She
go?
did have it. Did I do something to it?
Did you hit it too? You might
I don't think I hit anything, but I'll go back and get it.
okay.
Okay. Oh, no, she got it. Um, okay, I love this, Sally. Okay, so Sally says, "I have a new camera that can take color night video. I saw a new thing last night. Blue white tendrils appeared to descend from above. 2 nights ago, I had blue galactic swirls. Thoughts?"
Wow. Immediately when you're said the blue white tendrils, one of the most fascinating things I saw when I was at the ocean, and this was years ago, were the jellyfish coming out of caves, and they would take their tendrils and they pull them up under them and turn into spaceships. And so that's immediately what I thought of, Sally, was that you might have been seeing something like that. I don't know where you live, but there's a cave system off the coast of North Carolina that has these jellyfish that are actually turned into spaceships. And they're telling me, yes, that is what you saw. And it is that they have these tendrils that pull up and go and become a spaceship. Oh, what's happening? Susie coming on?
Um, she's gone, and I'm just pulling up that video that you sent. Um, seeing if I can pull it up.
Pull up
Oh,
the
it said it can't preview it because I'm on this one. So,
Are you trying to pull up Sally's?
I was trying to pull up Sally's, video that she sent. So, that's sorry about that, Sally, but we'll do that another time. But, I do feel like, it is like water. Everything's like water, isn't it? Like the ocean, what's as above, so below. And that, yeah, I did make a magic background change, Annie. And and it is the same, and that's how I see a lot of energy coming in, and the fluidity. It's interesting how we think about, ley lines being straight.
Mhm.
We were talking about this backstage too, and how energy is straight and how it forms like that sacred design, right? It'll curve a little, but it forms a definitive pattern. And then there's other energy that comes in and it has the fluidity of water, like the lake. So, and I think this always gives me energy of people dancing or um, entities that have learned how to manifest by moving through time and space, right?
Right.
Yeah, the spirals. So, anyway, it really feels like, you've got some energy there that is, like, almost moving through a wormhole, kind of, when they travel to see you, is what they're talking about.
Are you seeing them traveling through the wormhole? Because as I say, when I saw these jellyfish coming out of the caves, they'd come up and then their legs or their tendrils came up under them, and then they took off as flying saucers, like a spaceship. It was just the most amazing thing that I ever seen, and it's one that has just stuck with me how that happened. And I'm getting the feeling that that's exactly what she's seeing. She's seeing from them from below, and she's seeing some of their blue and white tendrils or their legs or whatever you want to call from the jellyfish, but it's actually
Mhm.
a spaceship. And it's almost like a living spaceship, like the spaceship, the jellyfish turns into a spaceship and moves around. And it's amazing because I'm feeling that that energy is coming really strongly back since I moved back to the East Coast, that I've been seeing and actually talking about it quite a bit here lately, how fascinated I was watching them do that. And
Well
they're actually from the water. They're from the caves in the water. So they're in the cave systems also.
well, this is quite interesting because Sally is currently in Arizona and getting ready to move to the East Coast.
Oh, oh, they're calling her.
Yeah, yeah.
Where, Sally, where are you moving to on the East Coast?
I believe you're gonna be in, Massachusetts, Sally?
Oh, that's a
Um,
good energy area. Yeah.
yeah, and she says, "I have so many different types of shapes and movement." Yeah. So do we think you have galactic stuff in your yard? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, Sally. I mean, they're just all just coming out and exposing themselves to you, and I'm getting a huge yes on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And she says, "I'm not moving back yet, just a trip for now." Yeah.
Oh,
It's okay. They're
yeah,
getting you ready for it. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you can keep your I mean, I don't know if you can, like, if you watch your, video, if you can watch it while you're gone, I'm sure you can, your webcam, but it'll be interesting to what it shows and what you might see if you took it with you. I don't know.
well, they're telling me they're gonna go with her on her trip.
Yeah.
So they're gonna follow her. "Wherever you go, Sally, they're going with you."
Yeah. She says, "That's exactly what I think. Bit by bit, I see more." Yeah, you're gifted. That's your gift.
Yeah,
I don't know what they want you to do with it except for see it
yeah. Well,
right
it's like
now.
Susie, her gift is being able to take the videos and seeing things like that too, whereas to me, I don't see anything, and she can see all sorts of things. But that's a gift. That's a gift that I don't have for sure.
Well, she is really gifted. Yeah. Yeah.
During journey one, they're carpooling.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. All right, Sally. Thank you. And sorry I didn't get that posted, but we'll do that next time. Let's see. Susie, I don't know if you're there or not. I can go in and get another one. Um, we're so used to relying on Susie because she's so talented.
Yeah, but she's been at a big event today, so
Yeah.
she's trying to do it on her phone in the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. Yesterday, my healing went up, up, up in the air, I think she's saying, with my Rosie dog. She shared her healing ray with me.
Oh
Whoa.
gosh, that's so great. I remember when my dog started astral traveling with me. I mean, it's wonderful. Um, so yeah, I think that's great.
Annie Bear, she's showing me while you sleep that she's flying in the air around you as well. So that you guys are going places, but you're definitely doing obviously you're doing a lot with her. She's a healing dog.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing.
And she's I well don't know how old she is, but as I said, my dog was named Moon, and she started astral traveling with me, which was wonderful. And then when she did pass away, she was even more important on the other side to me than she was here in the 3D world. So we travel together. Oh, good. She's 10. Okay, well, that's how old my Jezebel is she's 10. So you got a lot of years ahead of you. Hopefully, have a lot of years ahead of you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And she says, I believe that. Yeah. And she asked, was it Reiki?
Are you asking if it was Reiki? Um,
Uh-huh.
I'm getting that it was just energy healing. Let me see if it was Reiki. No, it wasn't. It was just energy healing. And she has a special way of doing things, and that she's sharing it with you, is what I'm getting. Um, you have a lot of, it's almost like she's waking up a part of you, is what I'm seeing. That she's waking up a portion of you, a different healing modalities, which what I'm getting. And it's already in you. You already know how to do it, but she is the one that's triggering you to bring it forth, which is going to expand your own healing abilities. Which that's great. Our pet's so wonderful.
Yeah. It's something that sounds like canine. It's like this healing. And it's like it's a tribe or something, but you've known it before. And it's a cut. It starts with that C. So anyway, okay, next. Let's see, Sharon Robinson. Can you tell me the specific gift or practice from my galactic lineage and who are my main two specifics?
Okay.
Gifts, I think she means.
Okay. Let's see here who they're going to tell me. Um, your main gift or practice, what they're telling me is that's not yet to be revealed. And I'm getting a yes on that. Apparently, you're going through DNA changes and upgrades right now. Not sure why they're not letting me know what gift it is, but they're just saying you're not ready for that yet. Um, are they showing you her gifts?
No, they're throwing down a door.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Sharon, you need to take classes. Let me see if that's what. Yeah. Oh, that's what they're wanting you to do. They're wanting you to start taking classes. And this is a huge yes. Like, and it's not necessarily what you're going to do, but like take a medium class, take a tarot class, and these things. Doing these classes will open you up to what you're supposed to do and what you like, because apparently you have more than one gift. You just have to figure out what you're wanting to do. And that's why I think that's why they've shut us down on what the gift is, because they want you to find out. This is almost free will. Free will is what they're telling me. This is free will, is what you're wanting to do. And I'm seeing you really close to the grays, the gray hybrids. I'm not sure that that is the ones that you are originally from, but that's the ones you're working with right now. And I'm getting a yes on that. So anyway, so that's what they're wanting you to do, Sharon, is they wanting you to explore, because you have more than one ability. You have more than one gift. So they're wanting you just like, because this part of it, as I said, is free will. Find out what you like to do. And but they're apparently just not going to give us the answer. They're not just going to go, she needs to be this. Apparently you have more gifts. And I think, I think it was Viviani that we were talking to the other day about her channel. And I've struggled with this, and you've struggled with this, that you have so many gifts. What do you call yourself? What do you put out there? Because every other day, okay, it's like me. Okay, I'm a medium. Well, it's like I was just a medium for like 2 seconds, and then now I'm this, and now I'm this, and now I'm a seer. Now I'm a a healer. It just keeps snowballing all the things that you can do, and so it's hard to think. And I think that's a lot what's going to go on with you. But it's hard to identify what you are, is because you can do so many things and so many different things. And Terry and I have talked about this in the past, how many different things you can do, and how do you label yourself? I was fortunate that they told me to label myself as a starseed healer, and that has encompassed everything. So, but it was difficult in the beginning. What do I call myself? So I'm glad they told me that in the beginning, because, as I said, it encompasses everything. And Terry, you too.
I never know what to say, because doing mediumship and intuition and channeling and
cards and
yeah,
and
Akashic records.
here's the big thing I've been interested in is palmistry. I've been trying to do. In fact, I got some cards on that, which I'm going to be taking a dive in that, because I've never done that or been interested in it, and all of a sudden it's just popped in my head that that's what I need to be looking at, and I'm not sure why, but so I'm gonna be. Have you done any of that, Terry?
No, never. I've had my cards read before, or my hands read before. And I think a lot of light workers have this. My lifeline breaks into 2 different spaces.
Mine does too.
Yeah. So, and I think if you guys look at yours, like Google that, how to find out where your lifeline goes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how that works.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, Sharon. What do you think? Why? I think because we're 2 different dimensions. Third to fifth.
Right.
Yeah.
And now me in 7th. I should have 3.
There you go. Yeah. 14. I mean, it's just because we're going in and out all the time.
Yeah. As I was describing, you were going up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? Where are you going to stay? And it might be that we are up and down those stairs more than most people. Might be why it's divided.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Living in one world and another. And that's why do we think we don't fit in? Because we're all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're having fun.
Yep.
So, and Sharon, I think Dr. Gell is right on the money with that. I feel like you're going to be developing all sorts of gifts, and remember, you guys, when you're on the other side of the veil, you have all those gifts. So we're just remembering them.
Mhm.
So, but you're going to be in touch with them, and you might develop something new, and that's how that happens, right?
Or
People,
or a combination of everything, going into a combination.
yeah, like Nancy Jean. I
Yeah,
mean, developing the garden, and what you've developed. I mean, other people aren't doing this,
right, right.
so it's just brand new stuff developing all the time. It's exciting time on the planet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and, Kim and two of you doing the orb video
Oh, yeah.
and the orb mediumship. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I need to talk to her about that. Just go, "Have you seen me in my orb? Have you seen have you seen Terry in her orb? Because we travel in our orbs. Did you wave at me as I passed by?"
I do wave at you when you pass by. Who else wakes up and knows that Dr. Gal's going by?
Go by there, and I'm going full speed. But I've got my foot going.
Yep, yep, waving, waving. Okay, let's see. Julie, question, what am I doing at night with my star family? Thank you.
Let me see. I do see you leaving your body. Okay. Um, that's a definite yes. You are leaving your body, so you are going up there and working at night. Let me see if you're on a spaceship. Yep, you're on a spaceship. It looks like to me you're coming out of a training and going into your, and I get a huge yes on that, that you're coming out of your training and you're going to your real job. And because usually when they show me that you're in training, they show me that you're in a tan, kind of a tan jumpsuit type of thing. And that shows me that you're in training, but they're taking it off of you because you're going into your job. And it looks like to me you're going to like the helm of the spaceship to work, then you're working on the computers. And I'm getting a huge yes on that. Um, so that's what you're doing at night, Julie, is on a big spaceship. And I'm trying to see who you're affiliated with. Let me see if you're on the Ashtar Medical one. Yes, you're on the Ashtar Medical one. So you're working on that spaceship, and you're one of the, I want to say, engineers on how to fly the plane. You're not the one that's flying it, but you're sitting back there working on the computers, making sure that it's kind of like in the right position or going in the right direction. So that's what you're doing, and that's what you were trained to do. And you're on the Ashtar Medical one.
So, do you feel like she's programming the computer for the ship, or do you feel like it's also programming the computer for healings?
It could be because the ships are live. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not like we think of spaceships or whatever. So the healing part of it is exactly what you would kind of say it is, because it's not like we're going in with a wrench and whatever on these spaceships. It would be more of a healing to get it to be in right, like to go to left or right, or getting your mind to be associated with it. And it would be that might be the better terminology of that, would be a healing or a collaboration with the ship and healing, making sure it does right.
Do you feel like this is the future of AI?
Could be. Well, I think AI is going to take two directions. That's what I've been getting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be how we use it. Some people are going to totally embrace and just dive into it and say, I don't even want to have a brain. Let me just have AI. And then the others are going to use it. I won't say responsibly, because the other ones who don't want to use their brain, they're using responsibly. They're making a choice. But I do feel like we're going to be at a fork on AI, and that is a type of AI that is being used positively. In my opinion, as I said, I can't say it's negative about the way other people are going to go, because we're going to have choices. I see two choices on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I
So
love that.
what do you see?
Oh, about Julie or about me or about AI?
All of it. Take your pick.
What about me? Um, spoken as a true Leo. Um, um, Julie, I do see you traveling at night, and that programming came in huge for me, and that part of that is healing. Um, but programming is such a big word because it encompasses so many different things, and I think it's going to be encompass, like you said, so many different things as
Mhm.
time goes on, or the next dimension. That programming is like such an intuitive thing that we're going to do.
Right.
Um, um, as far as AI, I think that it's there to be like harnessed, and it's so exciting, and we can embrace it and really learn about it, and or we can abuse it.
Right.
And I feel like it's going to be an incredible thing on our journey.
Yeah.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, just like the internet was on our journey. And also, if y'all want to go watch a good show on that, which is a good explanation, it was on Gaia, and it would be Tim. I know it's called a tactical Tim, but it's Tim, and he's being interviewed, and he's talking about it. And it's a really good explanation about AI. If y'all want to go back and look at that, and it's on Gaia, and it's about AI. But I thought that's the best explanation I've heard from somebody talking about it.
And it's Tim.
His name is Tim. He's German, and he's being interviewed, and he's talking about AI. And it's Emery Smith that's interviewing him. And what is the name of that show? It's not Beyond Belief. It's um, Cosmic Disclosure. It's in that group. It's in Cosmic Disclosure. And,
Okay.
so go back and look at that, and he does give a really good explanation about it.
Okay.
And I
I'll
think
look
it's
that up.
only like 20 or 25-minute show.
Yeah, that's my kind of deal.
Yeah,
I
me too.
like that. I can keep my brain going that long.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, Sun Watcher. Hello, hello. Oh, Sun Catcher. That's better. I work with ETs at night while I sleep. I am working with a shaman, and we found if they come up around me during the waking hours, I get panicked. I am concerned they will give up on me. Will they?
No, they will never give up on you. They're just waiting for you. And it's also that is a natural physical reaction when they're coming around because their energy feels different than yours. So it's like a fight or flight thing that you're doing, and they're very aware of how our human bodies will react. Um, you'll eventually get used to that energy, and you won't panic. And so, but don't beat yourself up on that because it is normal human reaction. They're very aware of that human reaction, and they're very aware that we're not used to that kind of energy coming into our space. So that they will not give up on you. So don't worry about that, sun catcher. They're very aware of how we react.
Yeah, and I asked them not to come up on me. I don't want to turn around and see somebody.
That's what I said at the very beginning. I said, I want to meet you. Or you can do anything. Don't scare me.
Yeah.
Don't buy me. Don't scare me. And they did. They sent me to human at the dog park when I was at the dog park with my dog. I was by myself, and two human ETs came in. And at that time, I just thought that they were a little weird, a lot of weird. But they sent me a brother and sister to meet, and they were telepathically knew exactly what I was thinking. In fact, when they came into the dog park, they left the gate open, and in my mind, I was going, "Gosh, you got to close that gate. There's dogs." And immediately they went back and closed the gate. And then next thing is the girl came and sat right down next to me, and I was going, "Wow, she's sitting awfully close and all these chairs and tables everywhere." So she jumps up and moves. And the next crazy thing is that my dog Jezebel does not chase balls, and she was throwing the ball and she was running after it, and I was going, "Oh my gosh, my dog's going to have a heart attack." She never does that, but it hit me when I left the very next morning, and I was actually talking to Nancy Jean, and it hit me at a stoplight. I went, "Oh my gosh!" I asked them to send me two that wouldn't scare me. They did. I didn't recognize them, and they started talking crazy, and I got out of there. But they were reading my mind, and it was warm, and they started talking about coats, and I'm going, "Well, this conversation's going off the rails." So I think they could only hold a conversation for very long, the normal conversation, because I had another encounter with kind of the same thing. They can hold a conversation for a few minutes in the basic conversations, and then it just goes off the rails. So, but yeah, that was a purposeful meeting, not to scare me. Which the things coming in at night, that's a little bit different. So that's a different kind of energy. They actually came into the 3D world for me to meet. What you're doing is you're trying to meet them in the 5D world, and your body chemistry and reaction is just fight or flight, which is a normal human reaction. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, don't,
Yeah.
I don't like to be scared either. Don't scare
Yeah.
me.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And I will call them, and you can do that,
Yeah.
when you're ready to. And the other thing that I do is, I see them walking around a lot and
Mhm.
in crowds and whatnot. And it's like you said, you think, well, that kind of looks like an ET, and then eye contact, Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. I know who you are. Well, I mean, the probably the ones that were the most noisy or fascinating were the elementals. The first time I met them, and they came up and they woke me out of my sleep. And I kept going back to sleep thinking it was a dream, and they kept waking me up, and they're going, "We're the elementals." I mean, they were loud. "We're the elementals. We're the elementals." I'm going, "Okay, gotcha. I'm awake. I'm listening." So, but that, I didn't feel the energy. Of course, I was in Mount Shasta about this time, so I didn't feel the energy difference or the fight or flight. I just wanted to go back to sleep. And I do think they're probably just waiting for you to bring your energy, but don't worry about it. They will not go away. They're there.
Yeah, everybody's talking about, seeing them and hearing them and whatnot in the group, and it's, yeah, everybody's so aware here and connected.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, Suncatcher. All right, thank you for the question. Mary Thornberry, hello. Why are some places on of the earth experiencing such a large amount of H2O? Turkey, Brazil, Greece, Spain, Southwest, us, just to name a few.
Well, for me, they have shown me that, of course, Earth is going through this transition also. But they've also, it's almost like they've been showing me like these different places having like a pimple and it's erupting. And that's what they're showing me going on, that energy has to go somewhere. And so the part of that is the water. That's a different example, or all these different examples of happening. It's that part of that earth is erupting, and that energy has to go somewhere. And it's almost like it's shedding its skin, is what they keep showing me. So, what do you have on that, Terry?
Yeah, totally. It's a huge transition going on the planet. And as that happens, there are waves going around, and it's under the surface and it's coming up. And some of it will be volcanic, some of it will be earthquake, and some of it will be water. So, but it's and of course some of it'll be fire because then we're working with all the elements.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So all that. So I mean, it encompasses everyone. All the disasters is what they were showing me. That's
yeah.
what's
And this is not to live in fear, you guys, obviously, because there is it's sporadic where it happens, and just know that you're protected by your guides. And
Oh, Terry, can't hear you. Her microphone went again. Yeah, your microphone's gone.
yeah, my microphone's going out.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's up with that thing. So evidently they don't want me talking about the water. And that's one thing I have been seeing for years is water, water, water. Like get
Mhm.
yourself a water filter, because water is going to be very important that you have clean water to drink, and something that you can transport with you if you want to.
Right.
But make sure that you have clean water, and watching the water, being very aware. Um, when I used to live on Hawaii for a short time, and that was a huge thing that everybody talked about there was respect at the water, respect it, like always.
Yeah.
Never turn your back.
Yeah.
So, Linda Kennedy, I love that picture, Linda. Will ETs knock on the door or will they just show up in my living room?
Well, if they knock on your door, now they'll just show up in your living room. If they are in a different dimension, they will just show up. Um, it could be one that is earthbound that, that they might knock on your door, but probably not. You're more likely going to see them out and recognize them, as Terry was talking about when she sees them in the mall or wherever she's at. And but no, they're probably. I'm thinking they're already around you. Let me see, Linda. Yeah, they're already around you, and they're coming in at night while you're asleep. So they're not knocking on your door, but they are in a different dimension, and you will eventually be kind of waking up and seeing them. And you're half the time you're going to think, "Oh, I was just dreaming that," but no, it was them. So I wish they would just come knock on the door. Wouldn't that be easy?
Yeah, and this is all about, witnessing awareness, right? Like,
Mhm.
watching where you're at and looking at the faces of people and acknowledging their light, because you're gonna find that after you kinda start doing that, you're gonna have a lot of synchronicities, and you're gonna notice that some of these 7-foot tall, huge, hairy people are Lemurian or something, and you're gonna recognize it, or you'll see an angel. Like, you'll see somebody whose, face just glows. They might be a homeless person, they might be um, I don't know, somebody working at McDonald's, and their face just glows, and you're like, "Oh, wow." And you can see who is awakened and who isn't, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, just walking down the street.
Well, it's almost like they it catches your attention because you can be in your own little world, and all of a sudden something's different. You look.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's interesting, and I've heard Deepak talk about that too, being in New York City and walking down the street, and everybody's busy on their phones, everybody's busy doing something, and then all of a sudden you'll see one person,
Mhm.
and they're awake, and
Right,
it's and now you see more and more people that are awake.
right.
Um, Debbie Joyce. Why did I have nightmares about UFOs when my family vacationed in North Carolina when I was a child? Ooh,
Oh, you probably did go up in the spaceship. You're probably one of those people who've been going up. Let me see, because I'm hearing you've been going up since you were 3, and that's a yes. You've been going up into the spaceship since you were 3, and this time you were remembering. It's not exactly like it came across to you as a nightmare because you didn't know what was happening. And so you have those memories of that visitation, but you have been having visitations or going up to the spaceship since you were 3. And I'm not sure why at this particular time you remembered it and you were scared, but that's a lot of us who have had this earlier childhood um, encounters. We take it as nightmares, things are happening to us, but we have agreed to it, and it was part of your family. You've been actually going up since you were 3. So there you go, David Joyce. I know you didn't realize you were going up there since you were 3.
yeah. And Debbie, they used to come to me when I was 3, and they showed me how to to just put my head in the pillow and turn the channel. And then I realized who they were when
Yeah,
later on, and what that was. But they've probably been accommodating you in many ways. Like, sometimes we remember the fear, but we don't remember the kindness,
right.
because fear
Fear.
makes more of an impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so I feel like, you're tied to somebody there.
Mhm.
Um, okay, Jessica Lynn, hello. May I have a message from my galactic family?
Okay. I'm going to pull a card for you, and it's going to be out of my Starseed Oracle deck. I'm going to pull it for you for your message. And it says, "You got the love," and it says, "It's Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries." So they're showing that they're around you and that they're protecting you. However, they're wanting you to create more boundaries from your own energy that's going out there. That you're going to create more. It's like you need your boundaries to humans. That's what they're showing me, not to them. You need to create some more boundaries for the humans, and But Hadarian energy is just all about love. And it looks like to me you might be sharing it a little more than you're receiving. So it looks like to me you need to create some boundaries and start receiving more than you are actually putting out there. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jessica, I pulled Healing Others, a card for you. And that's giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Healers give so much. So I that boundaries really sets something for me too, because sometimes light beings tend to attract narcissists
Right.
and Hadarians in particular,
Yes.
because it is you're all about love and that's easy. You get evolution though, and that's diamond light coming in. So, and that's what's coming in right now, that diamond light, which is kind of like an instant awakening, Diamond Sutra. And it's when challenges arise, simply set them as opportunities for growth. So, so it sounds like you've been healing more than others. You've been healing yourself as well. Yeah, she said creating more boundaries has been a theme for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jessica, you're going to have, for your longevity of doing what you do, you're going to have to um, pull in some and receive more than you're putting out. Because it looks like to me you're got that Hadarian energy, which they are all about giving and
yeah,
loving, and so you've got to put some boundaries up there.
yeah, yeah. Good deal. Okay. Um, let's see. Anja. If you're still taking questions, I'd love to know what my closest planetary life was. As a second grader, I once drew a picture of myself in a flying saucer.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah. Let me see. They're showing me an Arcturian, so let me see if that's correct. And that is correct, that you are related to the Arcturians from the star system Arcturus. But they are showing me, they're showing me you look like, the movie Avatar. Those are actually they're Lyrans. Actually, they're Lyrans that are on Avatar. But they're showing me that you look kind of like them, but you are an Arcturian, but you're like really tall, probably 8 to 10 feet tall, and a bluish coloring to you. So that's who it is. Big, big, big Arcturian.
Wow. And Anja, your name just resonates with that. I mean, I feel like you've had this a similar name before in other lifetimes, this Anja. It has a real power to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really beautiful. Um, well, we're whipping through it today. I do want to just mention this that Mary said. A rainbow forms as an arc, which is part of a circle, an example of a curved line. Similarly, the path traced by the Earth around the sun is an elliptical orbit, which is also a curved line. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, that's great.
That is excellent. I love
I'm gonna
that.
have to read, I'm gonna have to read that several times.
Yeah, right? I'm going to have to commit that to the vault. That'll be gone. Okay, Marlene 1111. Can you tell me what my gifts are and which galactic family I belong to? Thank you.
Okay, Marlene, I'm not sure they're going to allow us seeing gifts today, as they blocked us before.
Yeah.
Let me see if they're going to block us again. Yeah, they blocking. Yeah, they're not going to make it that easy. That's what they just told me. They're not going to make it that easy. And I do think it's because they don't want you to put yourself in one box, is what they're showing me, because you have many guesses. I mean, this is the first time I've been so blocked from this on gifts. But you, and as I said, the best way to do is start taking classes and awaken part of you. And it might not be the class that you're going to eventually do, but it'll have something in your pocket that you can do. So let me see. The Galactic family. I'm getting Palladians, and I'm getting a big yes on that. Palladians. But as I said, go ahead and take classes, take tarot classes, take mediumship classes. And it's not just taking the classes, it's that you meet people that raise your vibration and increases your own abilities when you take these classes. And so you don't focus so much on, I mean, even Reiki, things like that, don't focus so much on the class as much as let me do something to put it in my pocket and figure out if this is what I want to do. And you might meet somebody that triggers you. Like for me, taking all the classes, there's no way I could have been pinpointed that I would be a starseed healer. None of my classes I've taught or taken have told me what I was going to be, but I have taken classes. And so that's what they're suggesting. They're not going to make it easy on us today.
No, they're not. They're putting that down there, that wall again, that doorway, but for you to open, Marlene. But they are, when you were talking about that, Gal, it was like, they were talking about, community, Marlene. And, we have, beautiful communities here in the chat. I mean, you do with your regular, healings that you do and everything, and you're on your channel, and then in Meditation Tribe, and the shows that we have on our channels too, and a lot of them intermingle.
Right.
And when you get into those groups, get people's phone numbers, get their emails, you guys, so that you can meet together and get that. It's nice to have somebody on text that you can just say, "Oh my God, I just saw a Lyrian, I swear," or "I saw an angel." And
Yeah.
how many people that can you like text and say, or "I can't get out of bed,"
Right.
you know? Yeah. So it's huge to be able to have that group. Well, that's a great one to end on. And Marlene, thank you very much. And everybody that was here, thank you very much for being here. It was a lovely day. And what are you doing next, Dr. Gal?
Next, I have Kevin Briggs coming on Wednesday, and that'll be at let's see, that'll be 4 o'clock Eastern time. I'll get my times and 1 o'clock Pacific time. And Kevin Briggs is the one that is connected to the ETs, and he does the Council of, he does the Council of Nine. He's written books. He's been on my channel several times, and he's just a great guest. And he'll be coming on and giving us an update of what's going on.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
That
he is
sounds
amazing. He's extremely easy to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, that sounds great. Um, I'll have tomorrow. I have BC Barton coming on. She's a healer from Arkansas, BC, and she was Reverend Saul's partner when he was here in this lifetime, and still is his partner. So she's going to talk about healing and healing the healers and how that happens, and also how to accept healing. So that's going to kind of set up for. I'm also going to be on with Kevin the Healing Medium, Debbie Freebird Spirit, and JJ Tutas Speaks. We're doing a Zoom healing event on Sunday evening. So that's the information on that is in my community page. So anyway, everybody, I hope to see you all in 2 weeks. We'll be back here together. And maybe we'll have to push that up as summer comes along. We'll see. But every other Saturday we're here. And I think it's just perfect. I was thinking about that today. It's like we have so much to discuss and talk about. We kind of saved it up.
And we don't even know it until we get on right before the show. Oh, what are we talking about today?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
And all right, thanks, Terry. Thanks, everybody. See y'all later.
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. Thank you, Susie.